Charles Pillsbury was born on October 3rd of 1842.
John Pillsbury was born on July 29th of 1827.
Charles Pillsbury was an American businessman, flour industrialist, and a nice guy.
John Pillsbury, American politician, businessman, and philanthropist. A Republican, he served as the 8th governor of Minnesota. In 1866, General Mills was invented. It was a good flour milling company, but then sadly 12 years later, it exploded. This happened due to the flour in the mill getting ignited and exploding the mill.
In 1862, the Homestead Act took place. There were multiple pieces of land, in total 160 acres. It gave federal land to any settlers that agreed to farm on that land. It was a 5-year contract, so after 5 years, the farmer would have to pay a crazy low amount of money, only $18 for registration. Pillsbury would have not gotten the grains they needed to make flour without the Homestead Act.
Before Pillsbury was invented, there were other flour mills that would include this.
There are other examples like this one, or even this one. Now, let's talk about who started or was part of this. This is inside a flour mill. Charles saw the struggling flour mill and decided to invest in it.
He invested in not one, not two, not 5, but $10,000.
When Charles invested the large $10,000 into the company, flour milling started to become popular.
It even made Minneapolis, Minnesota the #1 flour milling capital of the world.
Since Pillsbury had opened, Charles and John got a lot of money. With their newfound wealth, Pillsbury opened new mill locations, giving new employment and more flour. The first Pillsbury mill opened in Minneapolis, along the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River goes all the way from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico.
Pillsbury was invented in 1869 by Charles Pillsbury. This business was all flour at the start. Lots of people bought Pillsbury's flour. People used the flour in the restaurants and the hotels. Now that we talked about the outside a bit, now let's talk about the inside of Pillsbury.
Flour is made from wheat. The wheat then gets grinded into a powder. That powder is flour. In 1950, Pillsbury started making other products.
They made biscuits, cookie dough, cinnamon rolls, and more.
Here is a Pillsbury commercial.
Say hello to Poppin' Fresh dough. It's such a nice feeling to make something fresh.
Poppin' Fresh Danish Rolls. Danish rolls just taste better when you bake them up fresh and hot. Try Pillsbury Danish in the dairy case.
It's such a nice feeling. Get to know Poppin' Fresh dough.
This is where they introduced Poppin' Fresh. Poppin' Fresh was made by Rudy Press.
Pillsbury Co. made lots of commercials featuring the Pillsbury Doughboy. But then they thought every commercial ended sort of abruptly.
So they thought of a solution.
It's such a nice feeling. Get to know Poppin' Fresh dough.
Boop, boppin' Fresh's belly.
Yep, that was it. They also would have bake-off contests. Every once in a while, some would include the 1961 bake-off contest, which was the candy bar cookies.
The first ever bake-off contest was in 1949, which was the no-need water rising twists.
But sadly, in 2001, Pillsbury was bought by General Mills, and this is still owned by them to this day.
But Pillsbury is still a thing, and still do bake-off contests, and they still use the Pillsbury Doughboy on their products.
And that's not it. There is more coming.
Charles Pillsbury was born on 18 what? 18 what?
And that's not it. There's more coming.
Wait, I wonder if you can hear it.
Blank out.
Blank out. How do you get blank out?